Good day, adventurers. This is more Drunken Blade with session 3 of Kinship's Destiny, Harnessed Calm. Don't know what that's going to be, but we'll find out. It is brought to you by Clockwork Nexus. If you haven't tuned in to Clockwork Nexus, check us out. You can find us on all the little apps in the world. And if you can't find us on all the little apps in the world, you can go ahead and message me or Big Chief all the way in the far corner. And we'll get you to the right spot so you can check out the videos. But with that, we'll do housekeeping after we have Kithwin, who has our update from last week.
All right. Last time on Kinship's Destiny, after an ambush on the road left Thordrin in bad condition, and at the very least near death, a mysterious light shone from Shanoa, seemingly resurrecting the cleric. This did not go unnoticed, as Sabrina's keen eye for magic revealed that there was something going on with our fighter. But there was no time to dwell on such things, as a member of the ambushing party was captured by Kithwin and Endymion, and revealed to be a goblin child named Glimmer. Upon this realization, a division arose between the party as to what to do with her. Kithwin thought it best to show kindness, and through that kindness, gained enough trust with Glimmer to learn the whereabouts of Gundren, uncle/employer, and his partner, Sildar, who were taken by the rest of the child's community known as the Kragmar tribe. Glimmer also informed their leader Glimmer informed that their leader was a not very nice bugbear called Clark, and another individual she did not seem to know much about, but was obviously intimidated by. Settling on protecting the child for now, they ventured forth down a hidden path said to lead to the Kragmar hideout. Before making it too far down the path, Glimmer pointed out a trap she knew of that was in the way, and hilarity ensued as attempts from Thordrin and Malux to disarm it eventually led to the second ambush of the day. Thordrin sought to distract and confuse the enemy by deploying Scenario 76 with his bear friend, leading to him finding the second trap of the pit variety, while Malux kept Glimmer safe and distracted from the bloodshed. We now find our party heading back to the cart after a small victory to rest and hopefully come up with a plan to rescue Gundren and Sildar.
Awesome. I think that's literally it in a nutshell. So I guess we have agreed that instead of camping at the pit site, we're going to move all the way back down to the, which is, again, only 3 miles away. It's not very, very far away. Down to where we left, or where you all left the carts, oxen, and 2 horses at. But before that, since this is session 3, I would like to go around quickly and introduce each one of the players, starting off with Sabrina. If you could just give a quick introduction.
Hi, yes, I'm Lady Lily, and I will be playing Sabrina, the wizard of the party. And I'm excited to see what happens today.
Hello, I'm Charles, and I'll be playing Endymion Vistalene, a very nice and friendly rogue of the team.
Hello, I am Malux. I am a lightest red dragonborn sorcerer of indeterminate origin. Watch out. It's gonna get crazy.
I'm Patrick. I am playing Shanoa White Wolf, the party's fighter. And I'm curious on how things go today.
Hi, I'm Amy. My handle online is Pandora Danger, and I am playing Kithwin Nightbottle, a barmaid monk who has kind of found herself temporary guardian of a goblin and is very unsure of what to do next.
And I am Big Chief coming at you, playing Thordrin, the party's gruff, but, enthusiastic nature cleric. So, and apparently pincushion. That's okay.
But we have plenty of backup characters, probably about 41, maybe 42 already lined up and ready to go, just in case.
Dude, 42. Put at least a 3 in front of that, and then you got how many backup characters I got.
So we'll start off, as always, with a little housekeeping. Just remember, this session at the beginning is probably going to be a little bit more role play than usual, and just give a little nice little birth to individuals, let them have their little moment, and we'll continue on, hopefully relatively quickly. But we have some stuff to catch up on. One of the things I need to mention as well is, or ask as well for each of the party members, is to, like always, I need you to each roll an individual perception check. Then you're going to roll another perception check, and I'll count that as the group. So when you're ready, Thordrin, do you have your first 2 rolls?
I'm sorry, I got a notice about my kid's phone. What am I rolling for?
So one of the keys to Dungeons and Dragons, as we know it today, is listening.
Paying attention.
Listening is the greatest skill you can have, but we do understand that life happens. And
When you get a notice that your kid's phone is doing something,
no,
and your kid is 15, you
We
get a
just
little worried.
we just need you to roll your first perception check, and then your second perception check is the group perception check. Sabrina, what did you roll?
21 and 15.
Okay. Thordrin?
That would be 25, or actually, no, I'll go 6 and 25. That is a natural 1 and a natural 20.
We're glad that natural ones really don't mean anything, and
Yeah, but it's still funny that it happened.
we'll get it out of the way now.
Yep.
Melux,
4 and 18.
you guys are amazing. Shanoa?
12 and 15.
Endymion, I see you posted over on the side a 16
Yes.
and a 21.
Yes.
Kithwin?
First roll 22, so that'll be personal. Second roll 4. The duality of man.
And Bear?
Bear's going too. All right. Bear got a 17 and a 26.
And Glimmer got a 1 and a 2. Just for those of you keeping track. The other thing is, I'm going to need Thordrin to roll an additional perception check with advantage, as well as Endymion and Bear. And for those that you don't know, because he didn't say, Thordrin has a companion brown bear.
I sure do.
Black bear? Brown bear.
Brown bear.
Brown bear. Now, is
I
it
got
just color brown?
He's just a big, handsome boy.
So what did you get, Thordrin?
For me, that is a. We both got the same thing with advantage. That would be 24 apiece.
And Endymion.
I got a 10.
That's with advantage?
Yep.
Well, that saves me a lot of rolling.
Because one of them was a 1.
We're
So,
gonna get attacked and I'm gonna die again. It's gonna be great.
it's always an ambush with you guys. So, as the party makes the 3-mile journey from we'll call it the pit, to where they believe is located, or where they stashed their 2 horses, 4 oxen, and 2 large wagons. Again, it is maybe a half an hour or so until complete nightfall. It is a little bit, it's still illuminated enough. You guys can see just fine. But as you make it around the corner and start to pull brush away where you know that you stashed these animals at in these carts, to your surprise, or maybe not, there is nothing there. A little investigation, and what you find quite easily is that kind of towards the northeast west direction, you can definitely see where the carts, horse tracks, and oxen tracks lead off into the forest. If you continue to follow them, it's not more than about 50 to 60 feet where it opens up into a horse-shaped kind of area. This horse-shaped kind of area, you see your two horses, the oxen and the carts. This area is a little bit more lush in vegetation versus the vegetation that is closer to the road and the bramble that you put around them, which was described as green but browning on top. It's summertime. All of you kind of notice that the two horses that you had are at the far end of this horseshoe kind of enclosure that's about 30 feet in diameter. Their feet are probably a good 4 to 5 inches into the soil, and it looks like they have found what seems to be a small spring and just the hint of a small little creek that quickly disappears back into the earth. You also discover that there is a ringed fire pit with stones and some kind of a metal or mesh grate over the top of it, but no firewood or anything like that. It hasn't been used in a while. What would you guys like to do?
Well, we forgot to put the parking brake on. I don't have my Wagoneer's license. I'm sorry.
Did I miss? Is the stuff still in the cart?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
It looks like they just kind of wandered off because they got hungry. Found us a nice camping spot, at least.
So
It could have been worse.
I'm gonna go get some firewood.
taking 10 minutes to cast ritualistically cast Speak with Animals, I'll just kind of go up to the ox and be like, "What the hell? You're supposed to chill."
We needed, all my animals sound like this, so but we needed to get something to eat and something to drink. You didn't leave us any water or anything to drink. You've been gone for a little while.
Fine. And I will check to make sure that all of the stuff is indeed there and still secure.
Yeah, it's exactly the way you left it, other than moved.
All right, and then I will go to the edge of the kind of camping area where we walked in at, and I'll just kind of find a tree and just kind of sit down and lean my back against it and just kind of watch in the direction where we came from.
Okay. Endymion?
I'm just gonna just kind of secure the area a little bit, just in case for the night. Set out my little cow traps on one side where it's the main forest area. It's
Okay.
kind of
So to describe this area a little better, it looks the bramble around it, again, is kind of horseshoe shaped, and there's kind of only one funnel into it. So you want to kind of put them across that kind of funnel entrance.
yeah, and just tell everybody else, like, hey guys, just make sure if you guys walk this way to double check. Kind of go slow, or let me know if I need to move it.
Malukes, you've spent a few minutes gathering some wood, making your way back.
Yeah, we come back. All right, guys, I got. Let's step on the caltrops by accident.
Ow.
Guys, there's broken glass over here or something.
What kind of an asshole would leave those out there? That's crazy.
What? God, these bandits! I swear.
Yeah, no. What's up with people just stepping on random traps all the time? It seems to be a common occurrence with us.
Well, maybe if my rogue would tell me it was there, we'd be all right.
Okay, got it out, guys. We got to sweep this up or something. Oh, I was gonna gingerly step around the mess of just taser spikes.
It's all right. All the people who need to know that they're there now.
Shanoa, what are you up to?
Probably just shaking my head, watching Maluk step on the traps, but then again, he wasn't there when we were putting him. I'd probably be removing the grate and kind of like cleaning out that fire pit since you said it hadn't been used in a while.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like start getting camp kind of set up, prepped.
Okay. And to further that a little bit, as you're cleaning out the old charcoal remains and things like that, you don't find anything in there. It's not warm to the touch. You can dig down a little ways, and it's not warm to the touch, confirming that it hasn't been used in quite some time.
Then I would probably, while he's like, Maluk's is like rubbing his foot from where he stepped on, I would just pick up the firewood and start kind of getting the camp set up.
Thanks, Chanela.
You watch your step.
Yeah, I gotta around these parts. Man, it must be easy for you, sure. Well, you folks, since you're all way shorter than me.
Is there something wrong with being short?
No, I'm just saying you have an easier vantage point to notice stuff like this. I'm way up here.
It felt a little sizest.
I'm not.
Just saying.
Kithwin, what are you doing?
She's kind of trying to get Glimmer a little settled, try and keep her distracted, occupied, probably telling her some old stories about working in the tavern, trying to explain what that is, and, telling her things about the town we come from, stuff like that.
Oh, it sounds really nice, but, I'll be really honest with you, Kithwin. I'm not really comfortable yet, so maybe.
It's okay. You don't have.
Onto your
It's
coat.
all right. I'm just telling you stories, hon. Whatever you want to do is up to you, okay? I'm just here to keep you safe.
Thordrin, other than what you were doing, anything else? How far are you away from the party at this point? Let's make the central location the fire pit.
How far away is the entrance to this little camping area from the fire pit?
Not more than 10 feet or so.
Then that's about how far I am, and
Okay.
I'm just sitting there and kind of like petting Bar,
Okay.
and just kind of as Kithwin is talking to Glimmer, I'm just kind of keeping my eye on her.
And for those who can't see it, Sabrina is a little more quiet than usual tonight. She does have a book in her hand, but doesn't appear to be reading. I presume she's sitting close to where the rest of the group is. Just a little uncommunicative tonight, but that's okay.
Once Shanoa has gotten firewood piled up for me, I'll step over and go, all right, I got it. Just stand back for your own safety, just in case. Snap my fingers, and nice little campfire going.
Little fire starts to roar. So as we get this little fire roaring, did you cast a spell?
Prestidigitation. It's a nice little campfire starter.
Okay.
So as he does that, I splash him.
Seeing him start to snap his finger, it's like you just see Shanoa just kind of like shudder, like, don't mess up.
I even like hold my hand in front of my face to be like, all right, just in case something goes awry. It's just a cantrip.
As he does, I just instinctively like cast create water, like, and splash him, and like just kind of look at him, and sorry, it's a habit.
Control water. Off.
My bad.
Like, after I see that it went off, I'll just go up and just like give him like the shoulder tap. Good job, buddy. Knew you had it in you.
I consider firing at Thordrin with my bottle, but I don't.
Look, after last time, I just nervous. My bad. I should have had more faith in you. That was my bad.
As the sun starts to fade away, in the sky, there are a few small clouds. A little wind is blowing. Not too directional, just a little breeze. Even as the camp smoke goes up, it seems to be dissipated relatively quickly. But the two horses that are, again, now probably they're about 20 feet away from you. They're just still standing in, 4 to 6 inches of something in the water at that end of this horseshoe, drinking, eating.
When we checked last time, there was nothing in any of the saddlebags or anything, right?
No, everything had been gone through already, including a empty scroll case.
But the case was there. There was just nothing in it.
I apologize. It's a map case.
Okay.
There was nothing in it. It was opened. It clearly has the markings on it from Gundren's logo on both of them, the saddle, the bridle. But there was basically nothing inside of them.
Someone etched on the side map, not scrolls.
No, damn it.
Not a map.
You can use them as double purpose, but I guess in this one, no.
So
maps only.
So can I confirm that it's just mud that the horses are standing in?
Yeah, it's just what it appears to be is a naturally occurring small spring that flows up to the surface. The vegetation this area is a little bit more lush than the vegetation more towards you guys, although it's all green. This has maybe some waterborne plants in it, a tiny little, a trickle of a brook, a little tiny stream goes maybe another 10 or 15 feet and it just disappears back into the soil. But other than the horses mucking it up a little bit, this would be a great place to get fresh water. And if any time is spent on doing so, either moving the horses or observing it, the water's actually moving at a kind of a quick pace. So the muck or anything stirred up in it quickly settles or is washed back downstream, and it's easily accessible and can fill up your water skins if needed. Or yes, sir.
Is there bullfrogs in this little stream? Like, because you said it's kind of like a
no.
No?
But as the night starts to fall, the sun is now completely set. The moon has not come up yet. If it does come up later in the evening, it'll probably be just a small sliver. But you can start just barely making out the brightest of stars. And this noise kind of starts to pick up in this little area that you're at and the forest that's adjacent to it. Some small cicadas. Every once in a while, you get a glimpse in the distance of what seem to be fireflies. The small barking of little green tree frogs in the distance. And even at this early point in the evening, you catch sight of a couple of small bats that come flying down to the campfire and scoop up a firefly or scoop up some moth or insect that has just flown away. What are you guys doing?
I would like to go in because we said that we discovered that there was some like salted pork in there in the wagon.
Yeah.
So I'll go in there and get some of that out and throw it on the grate and start cooking everybody dinner, I guess.
Okay. You guys start huddling around the fire. It's not going to be a cold evening. It might be a one blanket evening, but it won't be a cold evening.
It's all right. I'm always hot-blooded.
I wish to walk over to Glimmer, which I assume she is sitting next to Kithwin, right?
Mm-hmm. Very close. Probably has a little hand holding on to an article of clothing.
And I will pull out my water skin and just kind of like offer it to her.
She immediately looks up at Kithwin.
It's okay, honey. Chanella's a good person. She wouldn't try and give you anything bad.
She reaches out and grabs it and starts gulping down some water, kind of that kind of being
And I've also rolled out my bedroll for her to use in case she gets sleepy around the fire, because you know how kids are. They'll just pass out.
Okay. So apparently, one of the other things that you find as far as food stores um, is something that recently was brought to light in the realms. And you find these individual kind of round, cylindrical shaped objects that are white, fluffy. Um, somebody takes a quick bite of one and discovers that it's quite sweet, like a marshmallow.
Fuck
Brian?
yeah. Yes.
We're not going to have a 10-minute discussion on marshmallows, are we?
No, Riz isn't here. And
Nope.
there are rice puffs as well, but not here. But there are rice puffs. So that is canon now. We can make Rice Krispies, Rice Krispie treats.
Dope. I will take one of them, and I will walk up to Glimmer, and I would just offer her one, looking as pleasant as I can, which is not very pleasant.
Yeah, after we'll just say incident earlier.
I'd like to say my hammer is well over by where I was sitting by the tree too. It's not on.
I will definitely write that down. Looking up at Kithwin again. One hand holding her, one hand with
I'm not.
water.
He's not going to hurt you. He was just going through something at the moment. I tell you what. How about both me and Thordrin show you how to toast this squishy stuff? I think it'll taste much better a little bit toasted, don't you?
I have no idea.
Here you go. Thordrin, can you get a stick? Is there a stick?
I walk over and grab a stick, I guess.
I cast locate stick.
All right.
Poison ivy.
So we're gonna take this tasty little squishy stuff, and we're going to put it right here on the end. All right. I want you to hold it with both hands, and just kind of dip it in the fire. And then when it's all toasty and golden, we're gonna take it out. Okay?
Sure. Immediately it goes like onto the top of a hot coal, like every child does, and like you got a piece of hot coal stuck to it, and like starts swinging around. Poofs
Hold
on
on,
fire.
hold on. Hold. Still. And Kithwin just lightly blows on it to put out the fiery end. It's okay. Charcoal makes it taste better. At least I think so.
Oh, okay.
And then once it's cool enough, I know it's sticky. Is it good? Do you like it?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I look at Glimmer and I like peel off the like charred outside of mine and just eat it, and like, you missed that step. Mm.
As this is happening, you see Sabrina over there nonchalantly with her book, kind of throw a little dust into the fire, and it starts to glow this brilliant kind of beautiful teal blue. You're getting more or less that sweets aren't really maybe a goblin thing.
All right. So you like some more savory things, huh? Stuff that tastes more like meat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, then we'll make sure you get some of that salted pork we got, okay?
Oh, okay.
I will. Can I go back to the cart and see if there's still a piece left over that's not cooked yet? Like, I'm guessing there's. Okay, so I grab her one of the uncooked ones and just kind of hold that one out to her.
Okay. She kind of readily takes it and starts. You see, for the first time, these little chiseled teeth just kind of gnawing it away. She almost instinctually kind of pulls out that half a broken turkey leg that she had and kind of eats the rest of that and throws it into the fire and just starts eating away and just kind of relaxes back into this little comfy nest that she's made on the bedroll, and you kind of see that little belly pooch. She's got enough food in that gut. She seems to be quite satisfied with that.
So
So as we
seeing
sit-
that,
yes, sir.
I will walk back over to my spot with the hammer and just kind of look back out on the path that we came in on.
Okay.
Before you go over, Kithwin just kind of mouths to you, "Thank you."
As you start to make your way back over to the spot that has a nice little seat impression where you were sitting, you don't find your hammer.
I cast locate hammer.
Within just a few seconds, you realize that it is maybe about 10 feet to the left of where you know that you sat it on. It's not like it's being hidden. It was just somehow got up and grew legs.
I look at Bar, who hasn't moved, and just you.
Hmm.
Bar.
Mm. That's the
What?
bears, so you guys know.
Yeah. Who moved my hammer?
Ooh.
What is he motioning to?
It's kind of to the party-ish. It's not like he has a good index finger.
He has claws.
We see him get up and grab the flags and start doing the
Semaphores.
yeah, that's
I got it.
Bear knows sign language now.
Little Timmy fell in the well? Oh no, Wayne's outside. Thanks for telling me, girl.
on a flat sheet, throws on a projector, starts doing shadow puppets.
God, I have you really well trained.
Nope.
So I'll just kind of like look at the party and take my hammer and put it back on the belt and just kind of sit down, arms crossed, and
What are we all doing? Yes, sir.
Seeing Thorgrin sit back down, I'm just gonna walk over to him, going through my bag, and then I'm gonna take out this item. And then, apparently this was missing from your very important plan earlier. I guess you could use it more than me. And I had a grappling hook.
where did you get a grappling hook?
I've had it with me. What do you mean?
Dude,
I have another one. I have two of them.
I got one too.
The entire party has
Except
12.
for me.
Grappling hooks are cool.
I don't remember making this many grappling hooks.
Shanoa made it.
Oh, so it's going to break them.
It's a folding grappling hook. It's even more special.
You know, if you would have had the grappling hook, that pit you fell in would have been, well, not a problem.
And if you would
Also-
shut the fuck up, you'd be a lot more pleasant right now. Sorry, I'm crabby.
As a side thought, can you swim?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
Why?
Good to know for the future. No, that's fine.
That seems like a relevant question for me to ask. Like, why is that
When
coming?
you're talking about pits, I mean, like, if you fall in the pit, I'm sure there's some other ways we can get you out of there. I mean, how deep was this pit,
Are you
proverbial
gonna
pit
walk
anyways?
40 feet?
I'm sorry, you fell down a
30
40-foot pit?
Yeah, it was like 40 feet.
You survived?
Okay,
It was
I
40
can
by
say
50.
I have fallen down. I've fallen off a 3-story roof and gotten back up and been okay. So I'm sure one more story would be fine.
I think the
Georgia
only
fell
thing
off.
he hurt was his pride.
Nope, that's just fine.
Well, I'm glad you're still with us. You've had way too many close calls today.
If it happens, it happens. The gods have the plans.
And then, oh no, like, and he was, oh, that reminds me, and he's gonna go in his pouch and he's gonna hand him a piece of chalk. And it's like, for next time you're gonna go out down, just preemptively like circle where you're gonna be.
Because I can make that. You know what? I both simultaneously want to say thank you and fuck you at the same time. But I will take this chalk and I will put it right here. Dick. I turn around to the tree and just Tordrin was here in chalk. There we
So
go.
should we maybe, I don't know,
Nope.
think of a little bit better plan for later? You know, to go and save Uncle Gundren?
Plans don't seem to be our strong point.
I will not argue that. I guess, yeah, what other plan can there be other than go to place, find a person? But do we want to be loud or quiet about it?
If Thornton's
The place.
leading the
Yeah.
way, he'll be loud about it.
What was that, Sabrina?
Would the place be underground?
Maybe.
So maybe just asking, or I mean, she's probably described it to you.
Yeah,
it is.
I think it was part of the description. I just can't remember, and that's not something I wrote down.
So it's there's the side of a kind of a hill, a rocky kind of a hill. The front area is described as like a natural cave entrance with a stream running out of it. It seems to be that you have probably about a good 75 to 100 feet of kind of clearing in front of it with some large bramble or bushes, growing randomly to both sides of the entrance. Other than that, you guys really haven't scouted it out in general. But that, I mean, it is nighttime. You have plenty. You guys have all night to think about that, and the early morning if you wanted to leave, whether it's in the early morning before the sun comes up or it's a 5-mile jaunt just to where you need to go.
Glimmer, your clan, are they morning people or are they more active at night?
Well, it just it depends. When they were told they have to capture the guy, then they went out during the daytime. But a lot of times they kind of, unless they get the dinner bell rang, they don't really come out. And then maybe like at nighttime and stuff. But it seems that most of the wagons that we have been for the past, I don't know, month or so, 4 weeks or so, that they have been ambushing. Those are all during the daytime. Not a lot of people travel at night. So it's a toss up.
Point to bring up.
Yes.
Did just kind of take out a hunting party. So if they were expected back by now, they're probably going to notice that.
They might actually be out on patrol right now. Well, it might be best to wait till morning.
Maybe.
I could turn into an owl and go scout. They wouldn't notice me.
You do what?
That would be cool. You can do that?
I brought a potion to turn me into an owl for roughly 1 hour.
Well, and we do know we do know our defense up front will probably catch them off guard.
Oh, you mean the spikes?
Yeah.
Is that...
So the question that I have is what, Endymion?
Oh, I was gonna hand Glimmer a piece of paper and a shock.
Okay.
Oh,
start trying little stick figures.
Oh, that's really good.
Little sad faces.
Do you think you could draw your
Oh.
home?
My real home or the hideout?
The hideout.
Oh,
Wait, where's you have a real home, love?
well, where we were taken from? Yeah,
You were taken? I didn't know you were taken.
yeah. This this group isn't all from one actual clan. It's actually a few different clans. But unfortunately, I'm the last of my clan.
Oh.
So you were taken, but your dad was not equipped with a particular set of skills.
I don't know what he's talking about either. It's okay.
Damn
was
it,
the
you
part-
beat me to it. I was about to type that.
It was this play that I saw with his dad that went crazy when his kid got took. It was kind of a good play.
So there isn't anyone back at that home place that you could go back to?
I mean, not that I know of. They took everybody. They kind of it. So they sometimes they have like these little like tribal battles, and then if somebody beats another tribe, then like that tribe's absorbed into the other one, and then we get to, if you're absorbed in, you get to do the gross stuff, haul the poop buckets, and then or clean up after the dogs. I'm in charge of the dogs. The wolves, I'm in charge of them. I clean up after them.
That's I mean, you got to be pretty smart to be in charge of the dogs, so it's
Yeah,
a
they
pretty
bite.
important job.
They
Huh?
bite. They bite. Look, I've got a little bite scar on the back of her.
Oh, sweetheart.
But it's okay because then they became my friends. I guess they didn't like the taste of me.
How
Well,
many
it's good that
dogs did you take care of, Glimmer?
There's 4. There was 4.
Didn't we just kill 2 of them?
She said those were the bad ones that weren't very nice. Well, during
Yeah.
the battle, anyway.
She kind of turns the paper over and she's like, yeah, and then she starts very roughly drawing out for you guys this kind of rudimentary kind of little drawing. And so that's a river. That's the little river that goes in, and then where I can't go past. There's up in the air. There's like a little rope bridge that goes across to another little place. I can't go there. And then, but as soon as you go in on the right hand side, that's going to be where I keep the dogs. And then if you go back into, there's a little path to the back. That's where we sleep at back there. But we're not allowed to go any further in. Because that's for the bigger people.
Okay. You know, it would probably be kind of dangerous for you to go with us tomorrow. Would you be okay sitting back and watching the animals for us, since you're so good at taking care of the dogs? Do you think you could take care of the horses and the oxen?
When you coming back?
We're going to come back right after we save our Uncle Gundren. And we're going to come right back.
Can I eat some of that salted pork while you're gone?
Yes. I think as long as you don't eat like a whole bunch of it, like don't eat all of it. But yeah, you can have some, of course.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty full though, and I'm going to go to sleep, so I'm freshly awake in the morning, and I can stand there on guard.
You go right to sleep, sweetheart. I'm gonna make sure nobody messes with you while you sleep. So you go ahead and you sleep soundly. Okay. I'm gonna be right here.
It's been about 30, 40 minutes. At this point in time, what else is everybody doing?
I would just be eating my rations and drinking some water. Just looking at, making sure Sabrina is okay, because she looks a little shooketh. Okay. She is just sitting there by her.
Malux is probably staring off into the flames a bit, but every once in a while just taking his bottle and just swirling her around, using prestidigitation to like reflavor some water and trying out new
New
sort of,
flavors.
tastes. Yeah.
Oh. Ooh, cranberry avocado, not good. Note
Oh.
to self.
Usually just defaults back to a nice cherry.
Any conversation from our friends?
Seeing like Maluk's like just staring blankly off into the flames, I'd go up and sit next to him and be like, "Now you weren't very clear, and I know how your parents are. How did they take you leaving?"
Oh, well, to be honest, they were pretty worried. Um, they didn't really want me leaving town until I was, well, big enough. But I'm taller than both of them, so
You're like
it
the
was,
tallest person in town. I think you're pretty big enough.
yeah, I kind of stick out. It's kind of weird being around other humans and just reigning above everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were worried, but I mean, eventually I had to tell them I'd be back as soon as we ran this job, and it's a chance for me to get out for a bit. And plus, I had to tell her that you guys were coming with. That
Well,
did not really change their mind, but I had to work a little elbow grease into it to have them let me go.
Your mom's loved me. It didn't help at all, man.
Yeah, no, they just because they worry about a lot of things, but I get that they're wanting me to be okay.
Is
well,
it nice being out?
Yeah, it's nice being out. I just miss him a bit is all.
well, don't you worry. If there's one thing I can look, I have to take care of him, and I point at Thornton. I'm not dragging his corpse back. I'm not dragging your corpse back. I'm not dragging anybody's corpse back. We're all going to walk back. So don't worry.
Walking's good. Walking's good. Yeah.
Should we all try and maybe get some rest soon? Who's taking first watch?
I'll take a watch. I really haven't done much today, so you guys get some sleep.
I'll stay up with Thornton and help him with first watch.
Thornton got promoted to first watch all of a sudden.
Yeah. Milux, I think, Milux said that he was going to take first watch.
Oh,
No.
Oh, no, or maybe
take
second
all
watch?
Yeah.
I saw.
Okay.
I thought I saw him raise his hand.
Yeah, but Maluk's feels bad, so they're going to take a solo watch at some point.
Yeah, if the party wants to do an individual watch, 2-hour blocks, 3-hour blocks at most, 2-hour blocks, you'll all get a full rest, so you won't have to worry about that. We don't have to start crunching numbers or anything. You'll get. But I have Shanoa taking first watch. Lordrin, do you want to take second watch?
Oh, I was just gonna stay up anyway, so sure.
Okay.
Oh, are you not sleeping at all?
Probably not.
He'll be dead.
What's the exhaustion system in this game?
He will be exhausted.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay.
Above it, Thornton's having a hard time being able to sleep right now. So.
Okay. Well, I'm sure one of your friendly castmates here would probably see that. Wonder why.
Thordrin, go to bed.
If I remember correctly, my character doesn't need to sleep since she's part elf, so she can take one as well since it would be just meditation time.
Okay. And Dimian, we have one spot open. Sabrina's probably going to take the morning watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna during the first watch, I'm just gonna go into my trance, and then I'll just be up with everybody else because I don't need to sleep.
Gotcha. And
roll.
Kith,
If
when you
there's
want to
any left, I'll take one. If not, I'll get my rest in. Okay.
snuggle up next to Glimmer. Okay.
So you need a perception.
I've already got him, brother.
Oh yeah, okay. So during this first watch, I guess eyes would be more towards that opening, that funnel system, and I would just keep looking over at Thor, and I'm like, get some rest. Oh, you're not talking to me now?
I'm having a hard time getting rest when Uncle's out there and we can't seem to do shit about it.
You act like that you're the only one that affects. It's eating me up just as much as it's eating you up. But we can't just rush in. You've seen what that's gotten you this last day, right?
Gotten me exactly where I'm supposed to be.
You need to have your head 100% in this game, brother. We can't just rush in. Because one, if it was just me and you, fuck it. We'd be dead. But we have other people relying on us. Do you want to go back and tell Maluk's parents? Oh, oops. You want to go back to the bar and say, hey, your best barmaid? Well, they're not coming back now. Do you want to go in Sabrina's mom?
No, I don't want anybody here to go
And you
anywhere.
need to get your shit straight, get your head clear, and think about all of us. I pull out my flask and throw it at him. Relax. Get some sleep.
So other than stoking the fire a little bit and not really seeing much of anything but a few fireflies, maybe the glimpse of a few nighttime avian creatures, tiny bat, tiny owl. Sabrina's kind of looking like her eyes are closing a little bit. Everybody seems to be kind of getting into the sleep, but you have to wake up Thorndrin, although you've been communicating to him. Do you want to continue on with another 2 hours with him, or would you like to just tell him, hey, it's your time for watch?
Like when it comes around that time, and it'd be like, do you have this, or do you need me to stay up with you? Because I'm making sure you've got this.
I'm good, brother man. I'm all good.
So hearing that, I'll just go over to him and just kind of do the pat on the shoulder. I'm like, It'll be fine. We'll find him. If he's as stubborn as you, he's not dead yet. And then I'll walk by and kind of like give Bar a head rub and then go to my bedroll.
One moment, please.
And I take my flask back.
Nope, that's mine now.
There's the enter button. Thorndren. Other than your bear companion, it seems like everybody else is kind of whisked off to sleep. A little snore. You see Endymion kind of maybe rustling around a little bit, but seems to be the only one that's kind of making any real kind of noise. Not really noise, just that catches your attention.
So as I'm looking over everybody, do I see the goblin still?
Yeah, I mean, just like little spoons in, like nobody's business. Like the smallest little puppy just kind of rolled inside of each other, kind of a thing, just snuggled underneath the arm of Kithwin. Maybe every once in a while you hear a little be a little good or bad dream, but that's about it. Nothing in particular.
All right, then I just kind of go back to my spot over by the entrance and kind of lean up against Bar and just kind of put the hands behind the head and just stare down the path a little bit.
Okay. From your right eye, since that would be kind of left from your location, let's say, kind of out of your right eye, other than the glimmer, not glimmer, but the light from the fire kind of catches the two horses. They're just kind of doing their own thing. They're making a little bit of noise, just the lightest of noise, nothing to arouse, or like get anybody suspicious of anything, just making a little noise. And again, you're kind of consumed by the night. The moon has probably come up a little bit. There is a little bit of light, but it's less than dim light. Again, fireflies at the far end, near the kind of that water feature. Crickets, some crickets, cicada, something. It's kind of calm evening. You're almost not wanting to, but you're starting to drift to sleep. You wake yourself back up and realize that you have to wake up Maluk's.
Yeah, so I kind of just hip up and walk over to Maluk's and kind of like jostle his shoulder a little bit. All right, big, you're up.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm up. I got it.
You got it?
Water onto my own face. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
Splash, splash.
All right. Now I'll just be over there by Bar if you need me.
Endymion, where are you at this point in time?
I'm just sitting down next to Sabrina, where she was reading her book.
She's kind of drifted off to sleep. Maybe a shallow sleep, but she has definitely drifted off. And Maluk's, you do see kind of that shimmer in the eyes, and you notice that Endymion is awake and maybe glances over to you and glances back at Sabrina. But you are aware that he is awake.
Taking stock of everything. I'll start taking a little bit of a patrol around the exterior of the camp.
Make sure you don't go too far because you're gonna spike yourself again.
I know where they are.
So how are you feeling now that you're off on your first adventures? How do you review it so far?
Well, I'll be honest. It seems like you guys have had all the excitement, so
Excitement? I don't think that's the word I would give it. It's actually pretty scary out here being of fucking shit dying left and right. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to leave some of this out when you tell your mother about it. I'm not telling mine, so you better not.
how's she doing, by the way?
Yeah, about the same. Sometimes she's a little bit more lively, or sometimes she's a little bit more down, but hopefully, she tends to pull through. But, I've been saying that for years at this point. So the only thing I can do is just hope for that. But, it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes. Buzzsaw starts up from the dwarf. Just, well, I guess maybe we'll figure something out. I have gotta go pee, so I'll be back.
Making his way to the privy. Although there isn't a known privy at this location, but
I
as you
stumble
start
off into the darkness.
as you start to make, there's no poop log. As you start to make your way, carefully stepping over the caltrops that were left at the entrance to this horseshoe kind of shaped encampment that you've made. As you start to make your way out into the forest looking for that perfect tree, maybe wandering a little farther than you thought, the dry grass below your feet seems to give way to a little bit more lush greenery. Although it's hard to make out, you can definitely feel the difference in footsteps. Under 1 foot, small crack of a fallen limb, possibly. The cicada stop for a moment. You gather your breath and continue on.
I've been rolling my small crystal bead around in the palm of my hand, and it's this funny thing. I don't recall how I got this. It's probably sometime from my very small youth, maybe before I was able to glean memories or anything like that, but it's just always been with me. And as I go, now that I've got some good distance away from everyone else, I will light cantrip on it.
Okay.
Just kind of find my way forwards, going deeper into the woods. The noises that they've died down, now I can hear more.
The flutter of a large moth kind of passes your ear. The cicadas pick up again. And although this is difficult terrain for you, with the small light that you have, you continue to walk and take a breath. That warm summer's day beating down on the oak trees that surrounded you kind of perfume the air with this freshly kind of sawn lumber kind of a smell. The kind of sweet smell that you would have also from possibly some late blooming summer vines of some sort. And as you continue on, the small light guiding your way, immediately in front of you, probably traveling a good couple hundred yards or so, you come across a small opening that gives way to the sky. Very light, fluffy clouds kind of drift by. You notice that the wind is blowing directly into your face. As you make another step forward, you realize that this is like another little meadow, similar to the one you came from, but it doesn't seem to have boundaries. No bramble, but there are thickets. You kind of make your way through the thicket, thorn-catching article of clothing. Across the way, you can see small glimmers of light from the fireflies, the cicadas humming again, maybe a small tree frog in the distance, flutter of a small bat. You see one of the fireflies disappear. What are you doing? It's about a 25, 35 foot kind of clearing.
I've found myself a good space, hopefully clear of most of this brush and everything like that. This is good enough. And I will bring my hands up and focus and start to utilize a good deal of the raw magic that courses through my blood as I start trying to harness it further and further into something more tangible. It starts out slow. It's like pulling water around in the air in some parts, and sometimes it just whips around with that wind a bit as I lose concentration. It hits me in the face a bit. But Maluk's goes into a probably one of the first few good times where he could just practice and try to harness and control what's going on with his body and his just his being. So he's out just practicing magic, lights, maybe a little bit of color every here and there.
As you're doing so, are you seated or are you standing?
I'm standing, definitely.
Okay. So standing there again with this breeze on your face, trying to manipulate the different energies that course through your body and struggling at times to focus them into something more direct and purposeful.
At one point, it becomes like a flare of like phosphorus or fireworks in my hands, and I'm just okay, not what I was expecting.
Little crackles pop off. You seem to feel good about what you're doing.
It's a
Struggle,
lovely spot I
yes.
found, yeah.
Struggle, yes. But in the back of your mind as you're doing this, maybe it's something that breaks your concentration for a second, but you quickly put it back behind the door that's locked inside of your head. But creeping out every once in a while is that image of maybe somebody running, possibly somebody being chased, and you notice yourself from a third eye view hiding behind a building in your quaint little town, and it goes away. Running from a small fire, and it goes away.
As these
You remember?
thoughts
Go ahead.
occur to me, the magic becomes more unstable. The breath gets a little more shallow and ragged as he tries to focus and concentrate on this, but there's the chase and the snapping of branches, and eventually he tries his hardest to just focus and create something tangible out of the weave in front of him, and it breaks with his concentration literally like glass in the air. And this crackling, sort of like dark red purple energy just across the open sky in front of him. And he just
shaking off what you've been able to lock behind those doors in your head and not really talk about. You remember a time in which you and Thordrin walking through the forest and having some fun together at one point in time. You remember the time in which Thordern blew up the anvil. You rescued him, but you were still blamed for it, even though Thordern adamantly said that you had nothing to do with it. And these images kind of cloud your mind for a moment, and as you become more aware of your surroundings, you think for a second that you see, but then you hear, and then you know that about 35 or so feet in front of you, breaking through the bramble, breaking through into this clearing or this opening,
Oh.
you can distinctly see the outline of a bear. Yes.
Oh. Hey, Bar.
And then you see this bear make its way back into the woods as soon as you kind of make any motion or noise towards it. Behind it, you see the fireflies suddenly go out, but two of them remain. Odd. They're close together. They seem to be peering at you, almost like static electricity in the air. You can feel not only yourself growing a little worried, but you can visibly see in the distance these two small green eyes looking at you with a little bit of static electricity popping around them. You know that it's happening, although you can't hear it. You get this image in your head that flashes suddenly, running. You dodge behind one bush, you dodge behind another, you make for the outhouse behind a building. You're safe. But that sixth sense that you have grown up with, that knows that something's wrong, raises the back hairs on your neck. The goosebumps start to raise on your arms. You've had this feeling before. You're not alone. And as you turn, you feel the sharp blade of a sword impact your back. From shoulder blade to mid back, it strikes at you and it pushes you forward, and a hideous small laughter in a voice that you've heard before, or a language that you've heard before, in Goblin, laughs.
This attack goes to hit me.
It did hit you.
Shield.
And you okay. You're going to take 4 points. Well, you were going to take 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
Let
AC is
me,
now 21 for that.
yeah, let me make sure. No. So even though it got a surprise attack on you, it wouldn't have hit you. It was a natural. I mean, it wasn't a natural 20. It was a regular 20, but so it did hit you. It did hit you. It did push you, but it did no damage.
Cool.
And this thing is like Gollum, just teeth.
As this blade starts to impact, I kind of buckle forwards. A hand goes up. A shimmering field envelops right behind me, and as I start to stagger away, casting a spell for the first time is actually going to cause a wild magic surge.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. Okay, that's a fun number. Let's see what that does. Yeah, so as this strike happens and I start to buckle forward, my body starts to pitch forward a bit, like I start to become a little bit of an arrow. And as I turn back and start to kind of see what's happening behind me, I and like space itself warps, and I transposition myself 60 feet away from this creature.
Okay. Is it a random direction or a known direction?
It is a unoccupied space of my choice that I can see.
Okay, so you can only see unoccupied space about 35 to 40 feet.
Sure, I'll take that.
Yeah, the forest is so it would be where you saw the two green eyes. I'm giving you this. Where you saw the bear straight across the distance from you, go into the forest. That would be the farthest distance away. You can go right or left of that and probably be a good distance away, but you tell me.
Yeah, I'll head in kind of the direction the bear started to run off into.
Okay.
and just like my brain just goes, oh shit, I need to not be here. This is a mistake. What do I do? I gotta run. And as my thought just becomes the purest form of just escape, I just and like just straight glides past my perception as I just look around, look back at the attacker.
You're partially in this little area that the bear had kind of cleared through the bramble, maybe about 5 or 6 feet, but you are in the out the other side, 35, 40 feet away into this area. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Sure. Let's see how that goes. That's a 6. No, that's a dex check. That's going to be the same anyways. I don't have proficiency.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I got to make sure.
Did a push.
I got the wrong page pulled up. Hold on 1 second.
No worries. Accidentally go staggering a little bit too hard and just nah.
Okay, I had this pulled up 10 minutes ago. Where'd it go?
Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't. I had it over here. And of course, it wants me to refresh. Make sure I got this right. And what was the... I'm sorry, it's an intelligence saving throw. I apologize. You can just use, you can just use that same number, though.
Good. Well, I can re-roll that or just use the same number on the dice.
Just use the same number on the die.
Cool. 5 then.
Okay. With that, you actually do take, it looks like 5 points of psychic damage.
Okay. Ow.
You can distinctly make out right now a shape in the distance. It's only maybe 10 feet away from you through the bramble, but is eyeballing you. It's another goblin, but it's a little shorter, has kind of an elongated head with bright green eyes, and has kind of this little static electricity going on around it. It doesn't seem to be carrying any weapons that you can see, although it does in general have 3/4 cover, but it doesn't seem to have any. And you do hear the footsteps across the that open kind of area towards you. And it is your turn again, sir.
Okay. Seeing as like one goblin hit me with a sword, there's another goblin out in the woods. It made my brain hurt. I'm leaking blood out of the nostrils. That hurt a lot. I will look in one direction, look in the other, and go, oh god, and harnessing a little bit of the power that I tried to do, just one of my standard cantrips, because I don't want like this thing to happen. But with panic setting in, I put a little bit too much pepper into this thing, and I am going to dump a Tides of Chaos into this one as well, since I got it back, and I'm going to hurl Chaos Bolts at that the green goblin. I need Will to go out of here, and so this is with advantage.
It would not be with advantage. Hold on.
Darkness or something along those lines.
Let's see. 1 round, self, 1. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so the shield spell is down now.
If that's at the start of my turn, then yes.
Yeah, just to let you know.
So shield is gone. I'm thinking like I need to throw something and just run. Yeah, so I'm gonna hurl it. The big head goblin made my brain hurt, and so I'm just gonna hurl Chaos Bolt at it. Tides of Chaos to get an advantage.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and use that spell slot, and
that's a save on.
It is I believe it's just an attack roll.
Okay, go ahead and make your
spell attack. Yep.
Go ahead and make your ranged spell attack. Sorry. I have most of you guys' spells pulled up, but I know a couple of you changed some spells, so sorry about that.
With advantage, it's a 23 to hit.
Okay, that definitely hits.
Okay. There are the 2d8s, 6 and a 7.
And that definitely hits even with the with cover.
Cool. Oh, that's a 1 on the d6. But that is going to be 14 damage altogether.
Okay.
And with Chaos Bolt, I get to choose what kind of damage it is. And we'll go ahead and say that's going to be poison damage.
Okay.
So 14 points of poison damage right back at this thing. And as I kind of blink a bit, I start running in a direction that's away from them.
Okay. Back into the woods, or
hopefully
where?
in the direction I left campsite in.
Okay, so you're going to try to get back to the camp. Is that okay? Do me a quick favor then. Give me a hold up 1 second.
Survival, maybe?
Yeah, survival check.
All right, cool. This is going to go splendidly. That's a natural 20. And also, since I use Tides of Chaos on another spell slot, that's another wild magic roll before anything else happens.
Okay.
30. Let's see. All right. Well, this is going to get weird. All right. Okay, I'll let you know what that does later.
Okay.
But as I just hurl this bolt, I turn and go, ah! And just sprint into the woods as much as I can.
You're kind of going to make a little bit of an arc, but I got this. I don't know how I got this, but I got this. It is difficult terrain, just to let you know. Okay. As you're making your way through the difficult terrain, you can definitely hear the footsteps of something chasing you. You can't make out if it's one or more individuals, but you know that they're chasing you. It doesn't seem that they're catching up.
All right.
Endymion. Go ahead.
Go ahead with
Endymion. It's quite a long P. It's been 5, 10, 20 minutes. Hold there just for a second. What else did you want to do, Malux?
How densely packed in vegetation is it around me as I'm rolling?
It's not. Again, remember, you don't have dark vision. But as you're going through it, it just seems to be slowing you down a little bit. Maybe have to hurdle something, or you've stepped on a few twigs. You're not being quiet about this. But remember, it's difficult terrain. Does it feel like it's dry? Not so much. This part of the forest is a little bit more lush.
Okay, I'll ask then. How bad would it be if I just started a fire?
I don't know. We'll have to roll and find out.
Okay. Just to try to create a barrier between myself and any pursuers. Breath weapon, just a cone behind me, and I'm just going to set a line of fire in my way.
Okay. And that's 30 feet, correct?
That is, I believe, is a 15-foot cone, but I'm just kind of improvising, sweeping it a bit.
Okay. The distance behind you, just to clear it up, it's there. They wouldn't be impacted by any of this. But the forest seems to start on fire.
I'll deal with
that behind you, these large flames start to grow. Maybe glancing back quickly to see what you have done, you definitely see the outline, probably a little bit more lighted, of a single goblin that looks like they're chasing you down. They are quite some distance, and they're trying to maneuver their way through the bushes and stuff as well. It did slow them down significantly, but
now, bitch.
just keep going.
Sprint.
Endymion, back at camp after, again, quite some time peeing. The forest itself, as you're standing there, sitting there, seems to calm. Almost all the bugs, the critters, seem to quiet at once. And in the distance, not more than maybe 150 to 200 feet away, you see the glow of a large fire, probably 10, 15, 20 times the size of the fire that currently glows beneath you in the camp. What are you doing?
And Damion's just gonna get up to get a better look, and he's just gonna say to himself, like, I thought he was gonna let off some steam or something, but not like this. So I'm just gonna.
Not again.
Oh God! And I'm gonna go and wake up Kithwen and shake her away.
What? Oh, I didn't think I had a watch. What's going on?
Well,
Do I smell smoke?
That's what I was about to say. I think he had a little accident again, and he surged all over himself.
Surged all over himself.
Shit.
I mean, I know you're a lot better than me to calm him down if he needs it. But...
Yeah, okay, I got it. And she'll just kind of like try to, without waking up Glimmer, tuck her back in,
and then
get up from where I was, calmly make my way out to the forest.
Wait, before you leave, hold on. I'm gonna hand you my lantern.
Lantern? Okay.
Yeah, because you can't see that well. I'm gonna give you my lantern.
If I'm, are we both gonna go out together, or should one of us stay back just in case, like something else is happening?
I should go in there in case you had mentioned that the party might be looking after what we did to their friends, so I'll just wake up like everybody else. So,
okay.
Cool. As you're snoring over there, he needs more rest than the other two.
As you're jostling people awake, bringing people to attention, something's going on. The smell of we'll have to role play that one out. The smell of the fire in your pit seems to be more emanating from the fire out in the forest. And the wind is blowing in a direction that's directly towards you all, and you start to pick up the smell almost immediately. When out of the bushes, Maluk's dashing forward, looking a little younger, stops feet in front of you. Maluk's, as you stop, yes, sir?
Bandits started a fire in the woods.
At the end of that last gasp, the quiet around you is suddenly disturbed. You hear the distinct thump of an arrow impacting Maluk's. And as you watch, you see Maluk's go down. Maluk's, you just took 7 points of damage, sir.
Yeah, I'm
done. He is down on the ground with an arrow sticking straight out of his back. As he's falling, you see a small goblin with a bow reaching back to grab another arrow. Just sinister laugh.
Can I just, is he within reach for me to just charge and punch him in the face?
About 30 feet.
My speed is 35. So okay. I should, I can get to him. So I'm just gonna run up and I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Do me one quick favor before you do. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Saving throw?
Yep.
Okay.
So this is all happening, like nobody's being quiet, right?
That's an 18. Oh, this is not quiet at this point.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
And this all literally like
I definitely came back into the campsite going, guys!
Yeah, he was yelling. Everybody was being woken up.
And immediately say the bandits start the fire.
So, okay.
Kithwin, with that 18, you successfully leap over, knowing that they were there. It's a small, really tiny DC, but just in case, knowing that these small caltrops were in the way, you leap over them like they were never even there, making your way all the way over to this snickering and smiling goblin as this arrow is being drawn ever so slowly out, coming down on you. And you strike this thing. Let's do
All right.
Let's hit it.
Let's hit him. Oh, wait, that's damage. I hit the wrong button.
It's okay.
24 to hit.
That misses. No, I'm just joking.
I was about to say, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh god, we ran into
My
goblins.
accent almost came out.
That
So
game.
the damage of that first one is, and is this just like a regular turn?
Yes.
Okay. So that first one was 24. The damage on that one was 7. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use that new fun monk feature key and do 2 attacks on my bonus action rather than 1 for flurry of blows.
Okay.
So that's
right when you feel that energy and you're gonna burst that key. That first blow completely caves in the adult goblins.
I immediately look and see if there's another one to punch.
You don't see anything around. In fact, what you hear is a small squeal from behind you.
Oh, fuck.
Endymion, what are you doing, sir?
Do I s- no, I was gonna say, do I see the one behind her? But
You saw it. She ran straight towards it and literally pancaked this thing in the face.
I'm
You
just
could-
gonna sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna run over to Milux.
Okay.
Milux, and I'm gonna pick him up and try to carry him over. Took a little coverage.
Okay. Kind of behind the little bramble or something out of the way.
Yeah, like where the wagons are, like kind of in case
Sure.
they want to shoot us.
Sure.
Kind of check on him because I just saw him go down.
Shanoa, you were Sabrina, I'm sorry, you were awakened as well. You're gonna help him. Okay.
She would probably help him because Milix is the tallest in the group. So
Okay.
she would most likely run over and try to also pull him out of harm's way so that she can see about maybe getting him closer to the cleric.
Get dragged in my head goes behind my body.
Shanoa, what are you doing?
Just for how it would transpire, my armor class is currently 13 because I don't have the armor or the shield.
Right.
So I would have grabbed just my sword and taken off, knowing about the caltrops, and make my way towards where Kithwin is.
Okay. Kithwin's currently standing about 30 feet from the actual entrance, 30 or 35 feet from where Malux fell and was quickly picked up and pulled back into the safety of cover. Thordrin, what are you doing?
All right. So, waking up and just kind of like seeing all of this crazy shit go on. I'm just kind of like, I see Maluk's laying there, and I just kind of sit there and like, oh Jesus, okay. And I kind of I will cast healing word on him.
Okay. You can see, right?
Yeah, I got the dark vision. So that is a 3 + 5, so he will get 8 hit points.
Okay.
And then looking around, is there any goblins like close to me? Or somebody trying to take the little one?
You see,
Does Thordrin see that is happening?
you see Glimmer
Yeah.
standing kind of at that 5-foot mark, right in the dead center between the opening and the campfire. And you heard a little squeal.
Okay.
From where you're sitting, you probably could not see what Kithwin did.
Okay.
But you heard like a little like a frightened squeal from them.
Okay, then I will run up to her then. And like with my shield arm, I will just kind of like scoop them up so she is like on between me and my shield pretty much, so that she
Okay.
can kind of hide behind the shield. And I got like the hammer in the other hand, and I'm just sitting there, no armor on, so. But I'm just sitting here like, let's fucking go. And like, I'm guessing there's nothing close that I can hit within 30 feet of me.
You see nothing more. No.
Okay.
No, even with your dark vision, keep in mind, you guys, with your dark vision, there is a subtle change between the light that is coming from the campfire. And when you look into something that's black or dark or a hallway or into the forest, there is a subtle change that occurs. It's almost imperceivable, but that back and forth kind of from black and white gray to a little bit of color from the fire. And for right now, all of you except for Endymion and Kithwin, no, I'm sorry, Kithwin and Malux, who is down, of course, you can't see out into the forest. You don't have dark vision. The rest of you kind of looking out don't see much of anything. You don't hear much of anything, but maybe the rustle of the horses behind you, the crack of the fire behind you, maybe the wind slightly blowing, and directly in front of you all in the distance, you can see this bright glow that you recognize as fire, and you can just start to hear the crackle of sap reaching its highest temperature and snapping trees in half.
So how far away is the fire that we're seeing then?
That would be, if that's 30, that's about, it's a little over 150 feet into the deep forest.
Okay. Well, then, because I still have my action left, I guess I will ready Thorn Whip in case anything hostile comes into my range that I could hit it with. And I would just sit there like kind of like lean down to Glimmer, and it's just like, I got you, little one.
She's gonna bury her face into whatever kind of clothing you have on currently.
Oh, it is all himbo chest right now, but that's okay.
Into the matted fur of your chest.
He is a very furry dwarf.
There's like green eyes out there. Hurt my brain. Oh, they're out there. Bandits.
Can I do an investigation on the guy in front of me? Kithwood feels so guilty that she kills somebody in front of Glimmer. She's just like, oh God, what did I do? I can't face her right now. Is just like going to distract herself by searching the guy in front of her. Okay. Hopefully there's no family resemblance.
How long are you going to do this for?
Maybe a moment. Just a good glance down to see if there's anything important.
Really quick investigation check.
Okay.
A visual investigation check.
Yes. Uh, 16.
Okay. Glancing down, you're getting the same spitting image of the ones that had been dispatched earlier in the previous day. Rusted scimitar, small bow, small quiver of arrows, the bow is laying to the side. The scimitar is still sheathed. The armor is tattered and makeshift at best. Just kind of caved in like a kicked pumpkin.
I didn't know I could punch that hard.
Oops.
And she just kind of I don't have dark vision, so I can't see shit. I kind of like glance back over it, and I guess since we're out of combat, I'll just use my movement to go over to Glimmer and be like, "Hey, honey, I'm so sorry you had to see that. I'm so sorry."
Why did you do that?
He was trying to kill my dragonborn friend. I'm sorry.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why he was trying to kill someone, and I didn't know if he was going to keep killing people once he got in the camp.
He's one of the bad guys, though, huh?
I hope so. Sometimes it's not that simple, but I hope so.
Guys, is that arrow still in me? Ow.
There's still an arrow in your back, buddy.
Oh God! Somebody help Malux! Thordrin, are you helping Malux?
They healed him. He's got 8 hit points
Okay.
back.
Okay, can we get the... wait, do you take arrows out? Is that smart?
Yeah, you have to take them out.
I just walk up and plink it right out.
Ah!
On the count of 3. 1. Bink.
Magic healing. Yeah.
You see that beautiful Shrek moment where he's got a arrow stuck in his butt and
Well, now you have to suck the poison out.
pulls it out.
No. We don't need to be doing any sucking. Guys, seriously,
this was just
Okay.
in the back, not the buttocks.
guys, I'm serious. It's like I was out there, I was just trying to have a pee, and these goblins attacked me, or the bandits, but they had like this dude with like a big head. It's like some sort of like mind goblin or something.
Mind goblin.
My
And then
goblin
they
needs
started a
nuts.
fire.
So you are saying that out loud, right?
No,
Mind
That's-
goblin.
that's a
needs
slash.
nuts.
No, just you were describing the goblin.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
yes,
I
I
was
was
describing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah,
I had
green
green
eyes,
eyes,
cracking
energy.
energy.
Oh, so much echo.
Glimmer does hear that, and those are the really bad guys. We've only seen a couple of them. They don't stay around very long, but they have like these sparklies in their hair. Well, it's not really hair. They're kind of bald, and their head is kind of longer than ours, and they're a little bit shorter. And they don't carry any weapons. It's really funny. Everybody else has like my sword and my little bow, but they're not given any weapons. But they can punch really hard, and they do stuff to people. But I haven't seen one for at least a week. Yes, sir.
Hearing Glimmer as she's like right here talking about all this, would that stir any memories that I got about hearing the ones that took out my parents?
No,
No.
completely different.
Okay.
Could I roll a history check to see if I know anything? Someone
You
occurred?
most Shanoa?
Down there. Yep.
When Glimmer says that they punch very hard, I just look at Kithwin and be like, I know someone else that punches very hard as well.
Wait. There's a fire in the woods.
Oh, yeah,
there's a fire.
We
Yeah,
should
the
put out the
bandits
fire.
started it.
We'll worry about the rest of this later.
I
I'll
go
put it out.
Sabrina, your history check. You read a lot of books.
Came out to 18.
Okay. You do recollect in reading that there are quite a lot of different goblins in the world. Some goblins only kind of lurk underground, and you remember those are like night goblins, and they're probably pretty nasty. Some of the other types of goblins seem to like to fight in big groups. Some of them, maybe the bigger goblins, bosses, they like to, pick up smaller goblins and put them in front of them as shields. You remember a lot of different things about goblins, but goblins specifically have this elongated kind of a head that was described, or crackling of energy. It doesn't really ring a bell. It may be something that just hasn't been written about or that you've read. But I'm going to say you probably have a good knowledge. You read a lot of books. It just doesn't strike a bell.
Okay, so after realizing like I've never heard of anything like that, I would then turn my attention to the fire that is now building.
Okay. So we have Sabrina with the attention to the fire. Endymion, what are you doing?
I am going to pick up my things and pick up my super effective caltrops that work amazingly. And just in case we need to rush out of here. And I don't have anything for the fire, guys.
I'll throw my dirt at him. Malukes, what are you doing?
Seeing as more people are heading out into the woods to deal with this fire, I will get myself up, not even bother dusting myself, grab the bottle from my hip, and just start going with anyone else back into the woods. With numbers, I'm a little less concerned about, dangers, but there's also the part in the back of my head like, oh, fuck, I gotta fix this. So I'll just rush my way back out there.
Shanoa,
Also,
what are you specifically? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A quick description to everyone else. If anyone else was to glance at Luke's, he's actually now maybe a few inches shorter.
A little shorter and a little bit younger in the face. Got to roll them. Got to roll that stuff and have some fun. Shanoa, what are you doing?
Seeing how I cannot put out a forest fire in any way, I would be walking back and starting to equip my armor.
Okay.
What timetable? Because I can't remember what the timetable was to.
You can simply pull up the item, I believe, in the player's handbook, and it gives you a donning and doffing on the page after. I think it's the page after. It's donning and doffing armor.
Well, I'm going to go get my
page afterward. Kithwin, what are you doing?
Just at the moment, the Jewish guilt is just killing her right now. Just like full halfling guilt, just like killing her. And she's just trying everything she can to make Glimmer feel better again, more comfortable, just reassuring her everything's going to be okay. She can't go help out with the fire right now. And she's making a mental note to ask Shanoa to spar later so she can get better at pulling her punches and doing more non-lethal stuff.
I don't know if I want to spar with you now.
She's never punched that hard in her life.
And Thordrin and Bar, what are we doing? I can't hear you.
There we go. Yes. I will take, because Bar just kind of instinctually follows me, so I will take Glimmer and I will put her on Bar and I will say, hold on to the fur. Don't let go.
Okay.
He will not hurt you. You are fine.
Okay.
And I will turn around when we are close enough and I will cast Create Water, I guess.
Okay.
To try to douse some of the fire that is going and coming at us.
Okay. So we're gonna hold you right there before you create the water and get it on. You guys got to get to the fire. It's not that far away. It's not that big of a deal. It is difficult terrain, but who cares?
Real quick, Tim.
And then I'm going to answer Sabrina's question, and then we're going to take a quick break.
That was a question.
A bio break. So Sabrina, yes, there was the small at the back of your the little enclosure, horseshoe-shaped enclosure you're in. There was a small spring, just a few feet of little, a brook, and then it disappeared again. But there is no large river or anything. You know that there is one close. It's about 5 miles away, but that's the closest stream or river that you know about.
If anybody has some kind of telekinetic magic, also that would also work.
Okay.
I do not.
So what we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a quick break for us to get some snacks, for you in the audience to replenish your popcorn and get another fresh soda or alcoholic beverage if you are over the age of 21. Unless you're watching in a foreign country, in which please abide by their regulations and rules for drinking and consuming alcohol. Other than that, we'll see you in 5 minutes.
All right. Up there Ken is.
Nice timing.
So real quick before we get going, because it's easier to do this at intermission than at the end. Other stuff that we got going on here in the Nexus. You can find us here on Monday nights. We do a campaign where I am DMing that is called Age of the Forsaken. It's kind of fun. It's a little more of a pre-apocalyptic Viking era campaign. That's pretty good. Like I said, we do that Mondays, usually at 8 p.m. Central, but we've been going at 9 to try to make time for one of our players to show up. And then every other Friday, so not this Friday, but next Friday, we do our exciting campaign that we just got Selkie back. We are doing Age of the Forsaken. If you're into pirates and that kind of stuff, or not Age of the Forsaken, Golden Ghosts. My bad. Golden Ghosts. That's our pirate themed one that we are just getting going on, and it's gonna be good in a hurry. So if you're looking for other streams, that's what we got going on. Anybody else got anything else going on that you guys want to announce? No? Sweet. That's what we got going.
All right. So when we left off, we had a few individuals that were getting their armor on, some individuals that were staying back to maybe guard the camp and ready themselves a little bit. You have a few individuals that have taken off in the direction of this glowing fire in the distance in the woods. And as they're making their way into the forest, it's difficult terrain. For those of you that have dark vision, the landscape is broken up into those shades of black and white and gray tones, but is illuminated relatively quickly to what appears to be probably a 15 by 10 area that's heavily in flames. The flames have licked up one particular tree and have kind of and burning relatively quickly a lot of the shrubs and undergrowth around that particular tree. But it hasn't really started to engulf a lot of things, but it's very hot and you can hear the crackle of the sap in the greenery and things like that cracking. You can see again this large oak tree, which is about as an average height of 75 or so feet. A third of it at least is engulfed in flames, but it's not spreading very quickly. What would you like to do as you approach it?
I'm not entirely sure who's the first one to run up to this fire, but definitely as Malux is running, he pulls off the sickle-shaped bottle from his waist and just immediately unstoppers it and goes up to it. Who else is coming to this fire? Dordrin. Looks like just Dordrin. Sabrina, maybe, I believe.
So yeah, Sabrina.
Okay. Not sure how often I've shown this thing off in the past. It mostly is along the lines of if I'm ever been left to my own devices. Malux has what appears to be a few magic words for this thing. Sometimes you'll hear him say splish whenever he's just getting himself a drink. But in this case, he looks towards the flames as everyone else comes running up. He just holds it onto the sides of it like it's a weapon of some sort. Just goes sploosh and triggers a geyser of water to fire out of the thing onto the flames.
Do you have a particular cubic feet of water that is created?
The geyser function of the decanter of endless water produces 30 gallons of water that gushes forth a geyser 30 feet long and 1 foot wide. Okay. And I am basically using my full action economy just to spray it back and forth, just kill it.
Okay, so you're just spraying it back and forth. You're not targeting the tree. You're not targeting the bushes.
I'm targeting the flames themselves, but start from the base of Firefighter logic and then just start working your way up. Yeah.
Okay. And you see, it's effective. Who else was there? I apologize. Sabrina, what are you doing?
Yeah, I got closer trying to see if there was anything I could do, but I don't have a single water spell on me, so at this point I'm just there for moral support.
And throw some dust on it and make it turn blue.
I can do that. I can make it a different color if that helps.
Do you have anything that maybe does like suffocation or anything with ground or anything like that?
I do not have predestination, but I do have something with ground.
Move earth?
So, what was it? Yeah, I think it was what you said.
Mold Earth actually could be really good.
Yeah.
Let me
You
look.
can use that if you want.
And then I believe it does give you a
Potion.
cubic feet.
It's a potion. Sorry.
Oh, it's a potion. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, like I have really weird shit.
Like, okay, no, it's not this one. It's no.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
it's a ball,
I got. Oh, nope. That one's gold. No, this one's red with the swirl of
ball
blue.
of wild earth.
Okay. And read the description.
It's long. This tiny sentient pebble is covered in dirt, and it's likely a remnant of charges. When it finds a patch of particularly rich soil, the ball rolls in it and incorporates dirt. I don't think it's gonna help.
No, that's the ball you have. Yeah, that's the ball
Yeah.
you have. Which can be useful. There's going to be a use for that, by the way. But that's not going to work. Anything else? No.
I got nothing. I'm gonna have to pick up some stuff later.
Who is up next? Running out there. Thordrin, go ahead and go, sir.
Yeah, I'm just going to. I got 2 spell slots left for the day, so I would just use them both to cast Create Water on my turns to rain it down.
Okay.
Fix it.
More like a rain. Does it give it cubic feet?
Let me tell you.
Or does it just give like 10 foot?
Create or destroy water. It says that it falls in a 30-foot cube within rain, extinguishing exposed flames in the area.
Okay. Are you targeting anything specific, or just like you said, it's like a rain sprinkling over the top of everything?
Yeah, just if I can do them back to back, I would just do, as big of areas as I can cover.
Okay.
And then just look at them and I'm tapped out. That's all I got.
And then who else was up there? I know Shinoa was getting gear on. Endymion?
Yeah, I was still at the camp.
Okay. So just literally after a few minutes of this rain shower and this firefighter-esque, turbulence of water being shot out of this container, it actually goes out pretty quickly. Kind of this white cloud kind of starts to appear and giving way, or the dark clouds of the smoke give way to this white kind of smoke, evaporated water, and you see the flames die out, and you probably go over there and just to double check to make sure that it's out, and it seems to be quite drenched in water at this point, and it is out. You all are standing you 3 are standing in the forest. This patch of area that has been consumed by flame smells just like your campfire at this point. As you gaze around into the woods, you just start to pick up the sounds of cicada again. The sound of a cricket. A few fireflies in the distance. And the wind kind of blows. You lose that kind of smoky feeling for a second as the wind's blowing. Seems calm again. A sliver of the moon just crests the top of this burned oak tree. What are you all doing?
Malukes, as the flames have finally died down, because it's still dark outside, pulls out his bead, casts light on it.
Okay.
Just kind of holds it up just to survey the damage. Not exactly the best thought, seeing as there's people out there hunting him, but at the same time, it's just staring at everything and just in the back of his head, he's not sure exactly what is going on with everyone else, but there's just that returning feeling of just utter dread
Okay.
at everything going on.
Thordrin?
So remembering that Muluk said that bandits started the fire, and I want to make sure that is out. Can I make some kind of a check to look for like where the fire started, if I can see where they started it?
You don't really have to make a check. It just looks like digging around just for a few minutes. It's not like you're going to find an ignition source.
Right.
It looks more like a combustion of flame. You knowing a little bit, especially being at the forge, having a few incidents at the forge with flames every once in a while. It just at this point just looks like kind of scorched earth.
Okay.
Again, in this black and white image with a little bit of color being thrown in from the light source. It's not like you find anything that says, oh, there's the match and there's the gas can that it was lit with. It just looks like it was
okay.
Combustion.
So then I'll just kind of like look at Malux and just, so where were these bandits when they started the fire? Like, I want to make sure we're good.
There's maybe a couple seconds of just still 1,000-yard staring. Oh, they had torches. They caught me off guard, chased me around for a bit. They tried to keep me from coming back this way.
Insight check?
Okay.
I mean, this is very obviously a deception, so I don't mind rolling it.
Okay. That would be a 23.
And that's a natural 1 for 8.
So, okay. So I just kind of like look at Malux and I just kind of like the slightest of just eyebrow raises, and then I'll like set it back and I'll just kind of walk up to him and I go to pat him on the shoulder, but really it's like lower back because he's 7 foot tall and I'm 4 foot tall. And
I'm more like 6.5 now.
Yeah,
it's
significantly shorter now for some strange reason.
So, because of my natural 1 deception, I'll go ahead and give you a few facts. I'm pretty sure goblins have dark vision. Why the hell would they have torches?
Yeah.
And the way I'm spaced out saying this to you,
have
you
I
definitely
seen
kind of
this
get the
look
sense
before?
that like I do not want to admit that this is my fault, but it is my fault. You've been around me enough.
So I've seen this look before.
Yeah, it's not an often look, but it's one of those. It's like, no, this one is definitely my fault.
So I just kind of, like I said, I walk over and I go to pat him on the shoulder, but really it's like mid back, and I'm just like, it's all right, buddy. You'll get it next time. It's all right. Just saying it like real quiet. And
Sabrina, you are there with them, hearing all this. What would you like to do?
Sabrina would look between them and kind of just accept that he most likely has something to do with the fire, but doesn't feel the need to point it out at this moment. She's more concerned with checking that none of the fire touched their stuff. Everybody moved her things, but she's kind of like, she would probably want to throw a perception check to try to just see if any danger has passed.
I would add too, like seeing Malux with his like kind of 1,000-yard stare, that I would sit there and kind of just like offer, like open the arms, offering like the bro hug, like, you need one, bro? I'm here for you.
I'm gonna essentially flip a coin on something.
I did roll that perception check, which came
Sorry,
out.
I didn't hear
I think you were.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch you there.
I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think Maluk's actually like registers the whole hug thing, and just in the back of his mind, the fact that this is absolutely his fault, and he's just kind of grappling with this. he doesn't even like respond to it. He just kind of sits there and thumbs at the bottle and like holding the bead up in his hands. He's just
Hey, big guy, big guy, big guy. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're getting, hey, progress, not perfection, right? Progress, not perfection. We'll get there.
sorry for waking everybody up.
Well, don't this good reason. Good reason. Good reason.
So,
And hey, we learned something. We learned that Kithwin can straight up cave a goblin's face in. This is good knowledge to have. See, we learned.
I mean,
that was the one goblin I really rolled super low on hit points. Like you doubled the hit points.
his head spun and then his body spun to catch up.
It wasn't. But Sabrina, as you look around, the fire has completely gone out. You sense no danger from the fire. You peer out into the woods with your night vision, or your dark vision, I'm sorry. Your dark vision. And you get no overwhelming feeling of any kind of danger. You still hear the cicadas clicking, some crickets, small green frogs probably in the distance, small fireflies off in the distance as well.
Okay.
As far as concern or danger in regards to some of the conversations that you've had about there were bandits out here, maybe they started a fire. Well, maybe, you know what? They didn't start the fire. A goblin almost running straight into camp and kind of putting Maluks down for the count. You may
What
have.
day is it?
What's that?
What time is it right now?
It's probably 7:15 to 7:20 at best. This is
In the morning?
Oh, I'm sorry. You had 2, 4, 6. That's 6 and 6. It's about midnight, maybe 1:00 in the morning.
Okay. Well, since we were just attacked, maybe me turning into the Black Owl and going towards where they came from to find out.
Okay.
Just some vantage points would be the best option right now.
Not a problem.
So,
you're gonna turn into a little owl.
Pull out her potion from her little pouch, and it's for Drought of the Black Owl. So I get to keep my intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores. I get to keep those, not the others. And I don't think anyone can talk to me, so I probably won't be able to speak.
It acts like a polymorph spell, so everything's going to with you. Go with you.
Right, so
I had an owl pulled up. I don't see it right now, but I'm going to hold you at mid-flight right above the tree line just for a moment.
so she transforms and flies up into the tree line and kind of just sits there.
Okay. Back at camp, Shanoa's eagerly trying to don their equipment. Probably got more than half of it on.
It's already done.
Endymion, the bear.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would like to check the bear and see if Glimmer is still riding the bear.
And Kithwin, what are you three in particular doing in this 5 to 10 minute moment in time while they were away playing Smokey the Bear?
Well, seeing as Thordrin took Glimmer with him,
no,
I thought Glimmer was put on the bear and the bear was gone. Was the bear left here?
I thought the bear stayed in camp with Glimmer on top.
Is that what happened?
Sure.
Okay, then that's what happened. Then then she's just like trying to see if she can get Glimmer resettled because she's still gonna need some sleep. Again, just guilt eating away at her. You know, she came out here with naive ideas of like what heroics are, and then she just realized she had to punch someone, and it ended up caving his face in. So she's also kind of like every once in a while looking at her hands, like, "What the fuck was that?" But also, she's in mom mode, so she's also trying to get Glimmer okay again, enough to go back to sleep. And also, like, thinking, like, would it be safe to leave her here tomorrow? She seems like it seems like it'll be okay, but what if another one of those things comes along? Like, she's just having a lot of indecision and just like anxiety over what the right thing is to do. She's kind of like, up till this time in her safe little tavern, she always knew what the right thing was to do. And now she's just kind of grappling with that internally. While Shanoa's putting the armor on, you just see Glimmer every once in a while when she gets, or Kethwin every once in a while after she gets Glimmer to bed, just pacing back and forth, going like, okay, I could do this, or I could do this. If I bring her, she's smart, change her that way. If I leave her, I don't know what's happening. I just,
So above game, okay. If you decide to leave Glimmer with the horses, the 2 horses, oxen, and carts, keep in mind that Sabrina, I believe you can confirm this, won't be here next week. So we could possibly leave Sabrina back with them for now.
Okay.
if Sabrina is okay with that, then
Yeah.
that's cool. Only if Sabrina is okay with that. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
She would give Sabrina the biggest hug then.
I'm up
And
in
did-
the air right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, when we have that conversation, because this is all above game. When Kithwin and Sabrina have that conversation of, please, will you watch my goblin daughter while I'm away?
We will make it known to
Oh,
you that she does not like children of any kind, but she will do this.
But you could read her stories.
And goblins, so it
That
crosses
is-
out.
Read her
When you come back, she's going to be
stories.
doing drills. I just want you to know.
Your mom had weird
Yes.
ways of momming you, and
So-
it's starting to show.
So seeing Kithwin,
Hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. And Dimian, what would you like to do, sir?
I would like to go over to Milux and just use Prestidigitation to clean him up. You know, kind of fix his clothes and kind of just distract him because he kind of looks kind of out of it.
Point in order.
His clothes are a little bit baggier than what they were before, by the way. Just wanted to let you know that. It's kind of like me going into the adult section and buying an extra large shirt when I know I wear a medium. Sleeves are a little bit longer. Pants are 34 inches long, and I wear a 30, so it's a little weird.
Although surprisingly, it doesn't seem there's any nicks or tears on the clothes at this point.
So
But he is sitting down, like feet on the ground, knees together. He's kind of got his head tucked in his arms. He's in his angst curl up position.
So Endymion, I do want to point out that while you're casting this spell or while you're preparing this spell, you know that there was a hole where an arrow went through in his back, and it is no longer there.
I'll probably just not do it and then just ask him to kind of like distract him a little bit since I see him kind of down his dump and be like, "Did I ever tell you how I met your mom?" And then above game, he calls his mom's mom because he sees them as an entity because of what happened. I'm pretty sure I met them. Well, obviously I met them before you actually. They're the ones that told me about you, and that's how I bumped into you accidentally. But I was I was looking at their shop because at the time I don't think anything I owned at the time didn't have a hole in it somewhere. And they're like, "Oh, clothes, child brain." And then as soon as I stepped in, the next thing I knew, there's just hands all over me, and then I just landed on my ass, and all of a sudden I had new clothes, and I don't know what happened. I just took off running, and like I just heard yelling. I was like, "Oh no, this is it! I'm pretty sure I died, and now I have some good clothes." For a second, I almost thought of not, growing up to be a rogue, but by the time I ran off far away, I just noticed that there is like my clothes had been fixed, and then right after that, I think that's when I think I bumped into you, and then for a second earlier today, I was like, "Oh, look, he had another accident, like just like back then when we met." It was just, I was just still trembling a little bit because, he was kind of scared for his friend, kind of like voice trembling.
I think they were going to charge you. Yeah, they told me they started a process when they got to town that they weren't going to charge for patch jobs, which honestly I kind of wish they would because we have like very little cash. No, there's new outfits and clothes that they can make, but most of the farmers are just fine with what they got, just as long as the holes get stitched together.
Shanoa.
So after I get the armor on and I see Kithwin kind of like trying to get Glimmer calmed down and tucked back in, when I feel that Glimmer's attention is focused there, I'm going to move the body out of sight more into like a thick patch of like brush so it's not visible as soon as like the light comes up and it's like,
Sure.
oh, that. And then after I've moved it, I'm going to go over to the stream and kind of like wash up
Okay.
my hands.
So what I'll do is I'll leave the investigation for one moment, and I'll give that to you if you would like.
Okay.
But right now, we have our little black owled friend moving at quite a speed, covering 1 mile, then 2 miles, then 3 miles. And about the time they believe that they're supposed to be at this area that's been described, a little bit of moonlight from the sliver of moon illuminates the area. Their owl eyes kick in. They don't see much movement. They're probably flying around a little bit, trying to survey the area. The little map that was drawn is pretty accurate. The little map by Glimmer is pretty accurate. You can definitely point out a couple of places where there might be strategic areas for you to let the party know. One just to the right of this cave opening where a river comes out of it, and possibly one across the river about 40 or 50 feet, let's just say, from the cave opening. You pretty much think that you could describe that area easily, and you see if they were to go off the road at this certain point, you could probably go into the forest and come around in either direction. What you do spot closest to the cave is an area that presents itself to be not just random shrubs, but maybe a little haberdashery of some boards, some shrubs kind of pushed up against the boards, dying, dead, some green, some dead. And you can make out behind that a single goblinoid standing there. As you're flying around for your time, making sure you survey all the area, making sure that you're keeping a mental note, even double, triple, quadruple checking to make sure you know these rough distances. what would be your, if you're facing the cave opening, what would be the right side of it where this little goblinoid is kind of hanging out in the shrubs, in the bushes, this makeshift kind of little area? You see a kind of a quite muscular, per se, a little shorter than goblins that you've seen, or the goblin that you're witnessing at this kind of guard postish kind of place at the front of the cave. Out of the bushes and out of the trees, you distinctly see two green eyes, a goblinoid. No weapons, elongated head. The crackle of static electricity kind of clinging to its head. And that elongated head. And you see it's kind of small but buff. And you see it walk right by this kind of like post. The goblin at that post gives way, maybe backing off a little farther than you would think that they should move back. And you see them enter through the stream on the right-hand side where there's a small path. You see them enter and disappear into the cave. Is there anything else that you want me to describe for you, or you want to go see?
She'd probably want to see if there's. She already saw if there was other exits from that cave besides that. No, because
No, you
want to
you
fly.
fly around as far as you think you can, and there doesn't seem to be any other entrance or exit except for the one that is presented to you with the cave opening, a small little trail to the right that leads in, and a river that comes out.
All right, then she would probably start her trek back before they notice her to go relay all the information to the party.
Okay. So when you get back, you can easily describe in pretty good detail the area, pretty good detail, the distances. So when we get back to that, when we get to that point, please make sure to remind me. We'll get some advantage because of that, some advantage rolls, especially depending on how your party approaches it, and stealth and some other things. So we'll give you some advantage based on your experience there. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. So you're making your way back to camp?
Yeah, back to camp. It should have been almost an hour at this point, so the spell will wear off soon. So she's making her way back so that she doesn't transform back in the sky.
Hold on one.
When she lands at camp, it's like a flutter. Suddenly it's Sabrina again.
Wait, who just messaged me?
That was me, but it's not relevant to tonight. I just wanted to say it before I forgot about it.
Not a problem.
But
I thought someone messaged me about death saves. No, never mind.
Nope.
Never mind.
So as Sabrina's landing, though, she would see Thordrin is kind of sitting there with Kithwin, like her hands in his, just doing the same thing as I was doing with Malux, just looking at her and just, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. I know. It's fine. It's fine. He was gonna kill Maluk because I couldn't let him do that.
See, I hear you say these words, but then I look in your eyes and your mind seems to be going like 1,000,000 miles a minute.
Shit, you can see that, huh?
Well, I've known you for a minute.
I probably just need sleep, honestly. It's different out here.
It is. It's not quite what the stories in the book say it is, but
I'm gonna have a word with that old bard when I get back.
well, you never trust them. They put the best on everything.
I wonder how she'd spin this tale.
Probably not that you murdered him. It was probably, like a righteous victory, and not that you just pushed your fist through his face.
Okay, maybe I murdered him. But if you murder because murder was going to happen, is that murder?
I mean, it still is murder, but it's justified murder.
Oh, I don't want to go down that path.
Right? That's Let's just stick with heroics. That's what it was. It was, we saved a life. We saved many lives because, if we didn't do that, how many people would this goblin and his crew have killed?
You're
Right?
not wrong. You're not wrong.
I know Sylvanas tells us that we're supposed to try to go without violence if we can, but sometimes we got to do what we got to do.
Okay. Okay. I
Holy
think
crap.
I'm okay now.
I just realized something.
What?
I made it through a fight and I didn't die. Or even come close to it.
Hey!
That's awesome.
She like jumps up and gives you a hug. Actually, that's huge.
That's like forward progress, right? Awesome.
Okay, progress, not perfection, right?
Progress, not perfection.
If you can write that down, Thorndrin, I think that's what our next episode should be.
Progress, not perfection. I got you. That's one. As a coach, that's one of my go-tos that I say almost every day. Progress, not perfection. So.
Honestly, if we just keep that above game, if we keep that going, that could be a really cool thing.
I have apparently cast Blur on myself at. I think I'm going to.
I wasn't sure if that was because I didn't have
ninth level
on or not.
I think I'm going to cast it at 9th level Blur. By the way.
Yep.
I don't know why my camera doesn't want to focus.
Your camera didn't take its meds today. It's okay. They need that every once in a while.
So as you all make it back to camp again.
So sleep in tomorrow morning, right? Sleep in a little bit. I kind of feel like
we need our rest. We need our long rest if we're going into this next thing.
Given the information that Sabrina brings back to you, is this going to sway your opinion on going early in the morning, or you're going to leave later? Just give me a rough estimate if you have one.
I would say that we sleep for long enough to get a long rest out of this. Because I am tapped out. Like, and I tapped the tattoo on my shoulder. See?
I was going to say, how long did the ordeal take with me fucking up and then fighting the fire and then just coming back to
you
go back?
Fucking up is a strong trick.
2, 4, 6. That was at the beginning, actually, of 6. At 1 o'clock, it's probably closer to 2 by now. I'm really irritated.
Okay, so it's been like less than an hour?
Oh, yeah.
Then long rest not broken.
See?
That's how it works.
See? An hour of our time, you guys have spent way more time awake, and we lost our DM. That's fantastic. He'll be right back. We have spent...
He blurred himself out of existence.
I accidentally rolled the turning too hard.
Okay, when he comes back, I'm saying I just TPK'd the whole party. I got so mad. Raged out. Everybody's dead.
Except for me. I became a god.
I became a god. Now, were you guys in there when we were talking about the fact that I think that every time I die in game, I should just come back as another class?
Yeah.
But after I hit all of them, then I'm just level 20 with 1 level of everything plus 5 classes that don't exist yet.
I think there was someone who built a character kind of like that. It was like for a level 20 like bash 'em up. I think Brennan Lee Mulligan ran a character that had 1 level in everything. It was the stupidest shit I've ever seen, and yet still one of the most powerful things I've ever seen.
See,
Ken says let him in.
That's a thing. I forgot that I gotta let people in.
And can you order me? Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. You are fucking needy, dude.
You blurred yourself out of existence.
No, I was going to turn the camera off and turn it back on, and of course I hit the wrong button and just like exited myself out of the entire thing.
Old people in technology, man.
We cast respell magic on camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went to another plane for a moment, and I'm back. All right. Okay, remembering where I left off. Yeah, it's about 2 o'clock. Again, this wasn't an occurrence that took more than an hour. This was relatively quick.
Yeah, so like I was saying before you kicked yourself, I was sitting there telling Malux, see, I have caused shit that kept you guys up way longer at night. This wasn't even you, dude. You are so fine. You are so fine. You're good. Plus, I've started shit on fire. Remember that time that I almost burnt down the forge and everybody blamed you, but I knew you didn't do it. But see, you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've probably burnt down the village almost as many times as you have. Maybe. Probably.
His head gets buried further into his arms.
I also probably wouldn't mention this to your parents.
Hey, Shanoa. Remember that time and place thing? So, like, maybe not the right time or place.
I think we'll all feel better if we get a nap.
And he freezes again.
There's the patented chin freeze.
Once a session.
Am I back?
Your voice is.
Yay.
Oh, there you go. Now the rest of you is.
Okay. Given that you all kind of hunkered back in, is there anything specific you want to do? We have Sabrina's going to take the last watch.
So,
is there anything specific you want to do before you hunker back in, hunker back down? I know Shanoa just put back on all their equipment, and now they're taking it all back off again.
No, just leave it on, Shanoa. Just leave it on.
I'm moving the body, remember?
Right. You washed up.
So, before we bed down, I would look at Kitwin and just, kind of the way you handled that. Is that something you could teach somebody?
To almost disintegrate another person with my fist? Well, I don't even know how I did that.
I mean, that, yeah, but I meant just kind of, and I kind of motioned to Oliver, all of this. Pop up,
I mean, I could show you, Shano and I, we spar all the time. You could always join us, and then we could all learn from each other little things.
Cool.
But yeah, I could throw you how to. I could teach you how to throw a punch.
That'd be dope. I'd like that.
Real quick, if Sabrina heard that conversation, the same dagger she was playing with, she would throw right at their feet, just right at the floor. It's like, I can teach you how to throw a dagger.
Do me a quick favor and roll me a d20, just a random d20.
This is gonna be great.
It's time for a random charisma check.
It's a 16.
Okay. Boom! Right into the ground below you. And so one thing let's point out with that, because we know you have a number of daggers.
26 daggers. 26.
So unless otherwise stated, when you're saying you're throwing your dagger, I'm going to assume it's the +1 dagger. It's the little magical one.
Yes.
Okay. Just keep that in mind. That's the one.
That's why I always pick it up. That's why I always go and pick it up.
Hey, Bree, just a quick comment. With your 26,000 daggers that you have, you make a lot of noise.
Can I get one?
All the time? Between your million daggers and your billion potions, you are just a walking wind chime. Just letting you know, that's a thing.
And yet my kill count's higher than yours.
Oh,
but his death count's higher than yours.
I'm not generally one that judges a body count, but
I've died more than you
kill.
I mean, the knife throwing thing is pretty cool, though. I don't know my hands. I don't know if I have the dexterity for something like that, but I'm always willing to learn something. Maybe you can show me, I don't know, how to do like the knife thing, and I'll show you how to throw a punch. Although you don't normally punch things.
No, I like to keep a distance from my targets. If I get
Well,
up,
here's an idea.
I don't know what to do.
Well, now here's an idea. Maybe at some point we should all have a good sparring session, and then we'll learn how to work together as a team. That way, each of our individual like cool shit can like combine.
Wonder Twin powers.
I was
As
thinking more
Thor-
like the Marvel Alliance games where you could team up and like shoot beams off Captain America's shield.
as Thorgrin thinks, I probably shouldn't use inflict wounds on them. That'd be bad. Don't do that.
I still have magic missile ready if you want.
Don't do that one.
All right, I am gonna go unconscious because this has been a lot. Try not to have nightmares.
And Thorgrin will walk over to the bear and just kind of like, as he nestles in, I'll just kind of.
As you all kind of go back to sleep, Shanoa's drying her hands, and yes.
I want to do a perception check to see if I really notice like Malux's transformation because nobody has mentioned it. So would that be or is it blatantly obvious, or would
It's blatantly obvious.
I think we've all noticed. We're just trying to be polite.
I was gonna say Thorgrin is sitting here saying, "Time and place, maybe not right now."
I really like your flaming red hair, but it doesn't really go with your outfit. But I would never tell my wife that. Things you don't say.
Then I've got nothing.
Significant other. So
I
as
would
you
like to think Thorgrin would see Shanoa about to say something and just stop it. Mm-mm.
As you all drift back to sleep, little glimmer kind of gets in, get a little warmth closer to the fire, little ball of little green mass, little puppy underneath your arm. Endymion and Sabrina, you being the only two individuals awake, the night goes fine. 2 hours goes by relatively quickly. Is there anything you guys would like to talk about together while they're all asleep?
It's my watch, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but I will give Endymion the first.
So, how's it going with you? I thought I was supposed to be the talkative one in the group.
Well, you're hilarious tonight. I'm fine.
Really, you're fine?
If one says they're fine, they're fine.
So, what was that owl thing? Did your mom not have any dragon potions or something?
Well, that's terrifying to think about. I just like owls, and since I only took potions that I made, owl was the first one I learned.
Well then, since you feel like keeping your hands busy, maybe you can actually, like, since everybody else is asleep, you can actually help me with this, because it's been bothering me all day. And then he's going to reach back and just release, like, the actual length of his hair, which is, like, waist length, and then she's the only one that's seen it.
Did you need me to braid it again?
Yeah, all that commotion kind of knocked it out.
Of course. All right. Turn around. She would get up and kind of like kneel behind him and just take his hair and start running her fingers trying to detangle anything and then start to braid. She is efficient at this.
And then just facing away from her, just staring into nothing, just kind of semi-dissociating. So, do you already dream up the edited version you're telling your mom, or do you want to give her a good scare? Knocking her out wasn't just enough.
I'm hoping that when I get home, she'll be more focused on the massive bruise that she has, because I may have embellished a little on how I knocked her out. But I don't really plan on arguing with her with this.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I went to go pick you up before we went to the hideout, I did have to help you clean that mess. But, I mean, is that all you're worried about, or was it you had to do today?
It's easier to kill things with magic. It's really detached. Killing them with a throwing knife, that's not detached. It's taking me a minute, but along with excessive drilling, I do therapy with my mother every week, so there is that. I think I can handle this just the way I'm doing it. She's like she's getting a little slower as she's getting to the bottom. Do you have your hair tie?
Oh, yeah, here, just hands back out. Look tiny.
You have such nice hair. I hate you. I really wish you would show it off more. She ties his hair and then kind of like does the loop so that it looks shorter on him.
In the moment, exact moment she finishes it, he's just gonna turn around and quickly snatch her hand and hold it in his, and just go in very slow, inches away from her face, and just say, I mean, dying is dying. I don't think it made a difference when I shot them now, did I?
Doing her best to not show how flustered she is in this moment. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Just be a journal entry when I get home. So, yeah. And she'll reach for her water container and just take like the biggest chunk of the water, trying to avoid the situation.
Anything else?
I think that's how we leave it.
Again, I've cast blur. I will not turn off my camera this time. Oh. I don't know what's going on. Would you like to wake people up prior to dawn, or are you going to let them rest a little bit longer?
I'd let them rest a little bit longer. They were very tired.
Okay. So as the sun slowly starts to come up, the sky starts to blue in. The small clouds that were present the night before are gone. One or two small stars are still visible. The air itself has still got this slight odor of campfire, a little bit more than just the fire that you have right there with you. In the early morning, those cicada, the crickets, the small green frogs, early morning birds start to chirp. It's a pretty tranquil moment at the campsite. Although it is interrupted briefly by the snore of not one, but two large bears grouped together. while you all were sleeping, while you all were braiding your hair, maybe not paying as close of attention as possible, Thordrin,
Yo.
there's not one, but two bears directly behind you. In the middle of the night, at some point in time, your bear had gotten up, wandered off, and then wandered back with another bear. A little skittish, frightened a little bit by you standing there. There seems to be a calming presence, an understanding, but it's still a snarl, a little growl. And so the rest of the party starts to wake up just a little bit, glancing over. What are you doing?
So I kind of like look at the other bear and look at Bar and just like tell your friend to give me like just give me a few minutes. And as I'm drinking my morning coffee, I will do the ritual of speak with animals again, and I just kind of sit there and I crack my neck like, oh, okay. Bar,
Huh?
what did you do?
What?
What did you do?
What?
Did you hit that?
No.
Do we need to go through this again?
No.
And I kind of look at the other one. Hey.
A little bit more apprehensive, but what?
Who are you?
A little snarl.
Look, I'm a friend. This guy, he's my guy. He's my brother. We're practically family, and I kind of like nuzzle into him.
I want you to roll an animal handling check for me, sir.
I love that for me. That's a 25.
Okay.
That is a nat 20.
You are, as you're communicating with these two bears, one a long friend, one a recent acquaintance. You also notice that the horses that have kind of shied more away from that area. The oxen haven't moved at all. But there's a definite feeling of I kind of, the bears, I'll hang out with you a little bit, but yo.
So I just kind of look at Bar and just, you got something to tell me, bud?
No. Just urges.
Well, far be it from me to stand in the way of urges.
Well, I know you got stuff to do. I'll help you with your stuff today, but
No, you know,
maybe I could take a break for a bit and
go with your little girlfriend there. We got all the time in the world. It's not like I'm gonna die today.
Well, I hope not.
Don't we all?
But I'll help you. I can help you out. I don't have any problem with that. She'll stay around. She's got.
They all say they'll stay around.
She only woke up a few months ago, but she's got a little pad.
You're gonna move in with the girlfriend?
I don't know. I've never done this before.
Gonna be a made man. That's what's up.
I don't know.
You are definitely trophy husband material, bro.
You kind of see him flex a little bit. Kind of makes him 1/3 bigger.
Yeah, like I sit there like, hey, gun show, baby. Gun show. Show them off. yeah, that's my part.
I'm not leaving you right now, but maybe in a little bit. Let's go take care of some goblins.
Are you hungry? You want to go eat?
I need some meat. She doesn't have anything, but I'll bring it back to her. I'll help you out.
All right, bud.
So as that little conversation comes to a close, and just a few minutes of time, and everybody's kind of yawning and keeping an eye on what's going on over there, and basically kind of stretching and grabbing something to eat and tending to the fire a little bit and putting on something to boil some water, a little pot to maybe warm up something.
Hey, guys. Why did you all get taller?
Well, you notice, Luke, you do notice one thing. You notice when you wake up in the morning that the clothes that you are wearing that were baggy when you went to sleep seem to be a little bit more form-fitting. Just a little bit. But you're still significantly shorter. And in the daylight, it's apparent that you're significantly younger. And in the daylight, you may have lost a little weight as well.
It's your karma for being sizist.
Luke's, I think you might have had a side effect. You shrunk, babe.
Oh. Okay.
I have
All right.
detect magic. Can I find out? Can I do that to see what happened to him?
I guess I was just hogging all the height to myself. Sorry, guys.
Hey,
Yeah. Sabrina, yes. What do you want to roll?
Would it be better if I rolled an Arcana than a detect magic? Because magic obviously caused this.
Yeah, you can, yes. You guys can roll any skill checks you want.
out of curiosity,
Yes.
considering my tattoo is like a spell focus, every time she casts detect magic, wouldn't that be kind of like giving her vibes?
Nope.
Depends on where it's directed. Usually when you're doing detect magic, it's on something specific.
Right. And I'm sorry, go ahead, Sabrina.
It was a 16 plus 5 for a 21.
Okay. To be most specific, things like this don't happen. I don't know if you've had enough. Have you been around Maluk's a lot and seen him cast spells? But given that, you're leaning probably more towards, something magic happens. You don't know, you can't explain what kind of magic it is. There is nothing that pings off it. Like if you did cast, let's say, a detect magic spell or anything like that, it's just more of shenanigans, to say the least.
So his wild magic probably caused it.
Yeah, and if you have discussions with him later, and maybe questioning him some more about, hey, what happens when your spell goes awry, I'm sure he'll open up about it, or not, because some pretty crazy shit can happen.
All right, so she would definitely explain. She's like, I can't sense anything other than what I'm pretty sure is wild magic.
Yeah, we'll give that to you. You're a wizard too. You're
Which
in.
you will see her pull out a little book from one of her little bags and just kind of jot that down and then put it away.
It's okay, Luke's. I mean, I can see your eyes better now. They're rather pretty, so things are fine. Okay.
Oh,
I'm sure it'll
Okay.
wear off.
thanks.
It'll wear right
Wait,
off.
are we cooking more of the pork? Guys, I don't think we should be cooking the pork. I don't think that's for us.
Shanoa, anything you want to do?
Just like when they start having that conversation with him, it's like, I thought we weren't supposed to talk about that.
Kithwin, is there anything you would like to do?
I think she's just gonna.
Real quick, before you of everybody would notice that Sabrina is still looking a little red from the cheeks.
Okay.
Sabrina, You're a little flush this morning. How was watch last night?
What? No, I'm fine. Everything's
She
fine.
just nudges.
A little morning.
Oh, okay.
Up in her cheeks.
Well, should you ever want to talk business, you just come find me, okay?
Like, talk apothecary business?
She just looks left, looks right, leans in and goes, boys.
I have no.
She
This
just
is-
she reaches up and just annoyingly boops you on the nose. And goes back to get Glimmer up and ready and say her goodbyes, because she knows she's leaving her with Sabrina.
Hey,
Who
Kithwin.
will be drills?
Kithwin.
What?
Why is Brina turning as red as Maluk's right now?
Oh, don't worry about it. Sometimes as girls, we just wake up a little flush. It's not a big deal.
I have literally never seen that. But all right.
You need some water? I got water.
We got plenty of water.
I have like all the water.
Wait a minute.
Glimmer suddenly has like a deep voice. Just, we got plenty of water.
We got plenty of water.
Sabrina, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Well, since she is gonna be staying with Glimmer, she would just kind of want to maybe position herself and Glimmer in a good spot so that if anything happens, it's like quick reactions.
Of course.
And we'd look at Glimmer and just kind of be like, "How high do you jump?" And
This high. Officially, let's see. I jump exactly. Hold on a minute. I got to pull this thing out. Hold on.
The child has a stat block.
I officially.
All creatures have a stat block.
God, do I hate calculating jump stuff.
Oh, I've got a great app for it. It's not an app. It's actually a page that I use. Hold on 1 second. Because I thought I did this one before.
Is it the same one that told you that I have a high jump of like a foot
Yes.
and a half?
No,
It was 2 feet, sir.
Whatever. It's still nowhere near accurate.
what do you mean it's
if you had
nowhere
a
near?
grappling hook, this wouldn't have been a problem.
Oh my gosh.
It would have been really good if you guys. Nope. Not
Above game, I'm so sorry. I do need to go soon. I have to be up
Yep.
at 6 a.m. in order to
No,
go
I
into
was
the
gonna say,
office
we are-
tomorrow.
we are
Yeah.
8 minutes over right now.
That is. Hold on 1 second. Boop, 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 boop.
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 If it helps, the point of the
Boop.
question was to tell Glimmer that, like, oh, we're gonna get that up at least a couple inches.
Boop, boop. So they can jump 1.5 feet. If they run, they can jump 3 feet. This is up, high jump. Long jump 10, and long jump without a running start 5. And they can reach up to 3.7 feet.
Just don't torture her too much, okay?
They're
A
bouncy.
little fun is good, but make sure she rests. Make sure she has some time to eat.
And
I
Endymion.
will make sure that she has her lunch. No worries. And also by drills, she means, has anybody watched about Dragon Ball when Gohan's being trained by
I love that.
Well,
I fucking love that.
the Team 4-star version where it was dodge.
You do have Piccolo energy right now, which is great.
This is gonna be fun.
And Endymion, anything you want to do?
I'm just gonna eat real quick and drink water, eat some breakfast, and then just double check all my stuff that's ready to go.
Okay.
Make sure it's in working order and all that good stuff. Just
Malukes, anything you'd like to do?
Like I said, just make himself pour himself some water, flavor it to be a milkshake, and just chug that. All right,
Okay.
I'm up.
All right, and I have a random. I will generate a random flavor. That random flavor is today. It is guava and pickle juice.
Oh.
Pour it out.
Roll
Pour
con
it
save.
out. No, that was not okay. Don't do that one next time. We're gonna go with vanilla this time.
We're going through all the flavor combinations possible in the world.
I try a new flavor every day, and then some of them are just no.
Thordrin, is there anything you would like to do to end this evening?
Besides looking at Maluk's in pure confusion of what made you think guava and pickle juice was a good combination?
I don't even know what guava or pickles are.
You do now.
You do now.
Uh,
That
long
taste
neck.
is gonna stick with you.
So
Sounds
with
like a
that,
fart stick.
yes, sir.
But I do take the time to put on my armor and everything.
Okay.
And get ready and as we go to leave the camp, you guys would definitely see Thordrin's attitude kind of change a little bit, especially once we got out of sight of the goblin, that I would look a little more crazed and ready for what's coming.
Okay.
And I will just say in Elven to Sabrina, don't let her go in that set of bushes over there.
No worries. I got this.
So with that, as the party starts to leave, Sabrina hands them a perfectly drawn map, perfectly to scale. All the little 10 by or 5 by 5 hash marks on it. It's perfect.
Who's holding on to it? Who wants to be leader and hold on to the map?
Don't give it to Maluk, he might burn it up.
I have the fire under control, lady. I can put it out too.
Thordrin, you've been leading us this far. Why don't you hang on to the map?
Yes, the guy that keeps falling in pits. We got this.
Well, now he'll know where they are.
So as we come to a close this evening of Kinship's Destiny, our episode 3, Harnessed Calm, we'll pick this up next week with episode 4, and episode 4 is going to be called what again?
Progress.
Not
Perfection.
Progress, not perfection.
Figure out how to do the strike through text thing and put it over perfection. There you go.
So with that, if anybody else has got anything to say, we're going to sign off.
Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you.
We'll see you next week. 6 Pacific Standard and 8 Central Time, 9 East Coasty guys. And the rest of the world, Google it.
All right. Here we go.